I have now also hit the button. Burp. Burp, burp.
Perfect.
Burp, burp. We'll remix that one. Yeah, it's the little reading rainbow sting. Ba-da-ba. We need that for something. I don't know what, but just grab that and put it in something. It's a bad joke. Ba-da-ba. All right.
I'm ready as I'm gonna get.
Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to The Beast Within, a Gabriel Knight mystery, otherwise known
Ooh.
as Gabriel Knight 2.
Yay.
Um, so,
By,
this is obviously...
by Dean
What?
Koontz. No, wait. It's not by Dean Koontz.
No, not quite. So, this is still by Jane Jensen, so we will get the same kind of ideas that we had in Gabriel Knight 1, which, admittedly, Gabriel Knight is a really solid title. Like, the first one is done really well. Well, I shouldn't say most. Probably about half of the puzzles make some semblance of sense. I mean, it's a point-and-click adventure game, so it suffers from the same point-and-click adventure game
Yeah,
logic
it's of its
problems.
time, but it's
Yeah,
it's logical. You could
yeah,
sort
it,
of.
it makes you can think through it and it makes sense. So we're going to see more of that here. Some of them are going to be a little obtuse because yay adventure games. But the other thing you're going to notice is that this was made in 1995. Now, if you know anything about video game history, especially PC games, 1995 is the year of what I like to refer to as FMV hell, where everything is FMV. This entire game is FMV.
We figured out how to make video work for video games, and damn it, we're going to use this technology.
Yeah, pretty much. You've probably also heard it referred to as, and this was the same thing with Wing Commander 4, which we've already covered. Go check that out. Is the quote-unquote interactive movie.
Ooh.
Yeah. Um, I'm going to say the quality of this game visually ain't great. I'm just going to say that up front. You're going to see what I mean in a minute. We're going to watch the prologue, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about here. So here we go.
Well, let's get into this. Recast Actor A. Recast Actor B. Oh, wait. It's the sound of the dithering. Ah, it's this Sweet Gams again.
Mr. and Mrs. Gans.
Every time they make a Gabriel Knight video game, they burn our village down.
Leave us alone, Jane Jensen.
Wait, Montgomery and Parada? But Parada was already credited. It's a bad sign
Yeah,
that bad sign that they're putting the credits up front. Nobody's gonna finish this damn thing. Make sure they know I worked on it.
Snäll, you could give up it.
Komm!
Home? But we have to run away from the fire. There's no time for grooming.
No, it's German, you schmuck.
Oh, I see.
Because, we're in Germany and everything. Oh, wait, maybe you don't know that.
3D werewolves get their own credit. That's beautiful.
Yeah, we've basically got a whole movie cast here.
Cravats provided by Cravats International.
Also, Mitt.
Also Wick. Also Wick.
No, there's no moose in this one though.
Clement V. Frankenstein. He's his cousin.
Ah. So there's your prologue. Tell me how much of that made any sense at all.
I understood the fire.
Also, production values.
The production values aren't terrible for a 1995 production. Obviously, obviously low budget, but not awful.
Well, yeah. I mean, put this in and I'm gonna pull this out because it's a fun little tidbit. Put this in comparison with Wing Commander 4.
Didn't Wing Commander 4 have a budget like the size of God?
Wing Commander 4, until GTA 4 came out, Wing Commander 4 was the most expensive video game to make.
Yeah, I think this was more along the lines of a PBS miniseries budget.
Yeah, it's a public access series, but not even like a Ken Burns series.
No, this is the movie they show
like 3, 2,
after
1 Contact.
This is the movie they show after Masterpiece Theater.
Alright, so enough ragging on the game. Let's actually get into it. Chapter 1.
Ooh.
We'll have these fun little scenes here. And we get more movie!
Yay!
Because, again, interactive movie, that was the whole...
Chapter 1
shtick.
Opening movie.
Yeah, that was the whole shtick here in the mid-90s, was the interactive movie, like I've already talked about. So here we are at Schloss Ritter, which looks completely different than Schloss Ritter did in Gabriel Knight 1. I mean, Schloss Ritter looked like a real castle in Gabriel Knight 1. This looks like just a big old farmhouse.
Somebody's house that they rented. It's the library full of jokes.
Got a lot of orchestra hits going on in here, too. And here is Gabriel Knight looking nothing like he did in Gabriel Knight 1.
Using a typewriter that's way older than it needs to be.
Uh-huh.
Get him! He's a novelist! Of course he's a hunt and peck typer.
We have the theme returning from Gabriel Knight 1 there, which is a nice touch, admittedly.
Lots of image ghosting going on.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get from a movie from 1995 that's shot in, like, 140 by 280. It's basically shot as a image file, like an icon for a desktop.
First video game to be made entirely out of GIF.
Out falls.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now.
Yeah, we have gotten ourselves into quite the
Herr Knight,
thing.
there are some people here to see you.
Me?
Yeah, if you please come.
What's going on?
And
You've been acting strange all day.
Please just come. And don't forget your talisman. You must wear it always.
You and your dang talisman. Yeah, right.
all your damn rules.
Damn thing's heavy.
Yeah, if you couldn't figure it out, that is Goethe from the first game.
Well, hello there. Shouldn't those be torches?
Guten Abend, Herr Knight. I am Werner Huber. Forgive our coming here so late, but we must speak with you.
What can I do for you?
Oh, this is my cousin, Sir Huber Sepp. He has a farm just outside of Munich. I will tell you the truth, Herr Knight. We have come for the Schattenjäger.
I see. What makes you think you need a Schattenjäger?
It is because of Sepp here. 2 nights ago, his wife goes to the window of the house to call in their daughter, Tony. It is getting dark. The light outside is not so good, yeah? She sees Tony some meters away, playing at the grass. And she sees a wolf. It is huge. And it is moving towards the child.
See, they went with the old B-movie trick of just make it
Screams
blue to
the
say it's
child
night.
warning. And that is when the beast strikes.
Oh no!
Tony!
Oh, no lungs.
Knocked her basket off.
They say she died quickly. Sepp hears his wife screaming, comes running from the barn. He sees the wolf, goes inside the house to get a gun, but when he comes out, no wolf. And it has taken part of the child with it.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it is very bad, Herr Knight. That
kidding.
is why we come to you.
Haven't the police been notified?
Oh, ja, natürlich. The police, they think it is wolves escaped from a zoo. They search and search, but they find nothing. This is not the first such killing. And if it is not stopped, it will not be the last.
I'm not really sure what you want me to do.
The killer is not wolf. It is werewolf.
Oh yeah, they couldn't find
You
it.
must hunt it down and kill it.
Yeah, that's what they're asking. Werewolf.
Werewolf. What makes you think it's a werewolf?
The wolf looked at me. Its eyes were human. It knew what it was doing. It knew.
I'm really very sorry about your daughter, Herr Huber.
I have told them that you are the new Schattenjäger.
You wear the talisman. Are you the Schattenjäger now? Or are you not?
Well, the last one kind of, yeah, I guess.
I am.
Met a fairly gruesome end, so I guess so.
We do not know you, Herr Knight, but we have known the Schattenjägers for many centuries. It is to them we turn in trouble like this.
How old are you?
Here is family. Will you come? Just look around, see what you can see. Huh? Sepp and his wife go north to be with her mother. You can stay on his farm.
Oh boy, a whole farm.
Yeah.
All right,
You gotta see some classy digs.
I'll look into it for you. See what I can see.
I'll pack your things.
Great, thanks. I'll meet you in the village in an hour.
Don't sound so thrilled about doing your
Thank
job
you,
there,
Herr
buddy.
Knight. Thank you.
I don't know about you. They need a Schottenjäger. I'm gonna need a Schottenjäger for this.
Sorry about your daughter and your dorky hat.
Then we're gonna cut to the farm. We basically get to crash on a couch.
The world's tiniest couch.
Yeah, that thing doesn't look pleasant. And here we are.
Oh,
The glory of mid-90s gaming, ladies and gentlemen.
oh! Suddenly we get the much greater increase in contrast.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not FMV anymore. What's the point? What did I give you people this budget for? I wanted full motion.
Well, yeah, you're not going to see him move around very much, which is kind of funny, but whatever.
That's me, Gabriel Knight.
Just in case you couldn't tell. So, the wonders of modern technology have eliminated command with a lot of things, and now it just tells me if I can interact with something or look at something by simply changing the cursor.
So you can stab everything.
Yeah, basically.
I take it the Huber's a Catholic.
Okay.
Oh, he's standing in a different place.
That's magical.
Uh-huh. We have our bag. So we'll take... There's a knife and a couple letters inside. We're going to take all that. Because you never know when you're going to need to stab something.
That seems reasonable.
And I'll just return to the exact same place I was standing previously.
Just gonna stand here like this. Is this really what you want me to do with my arms? Okay.
Yes, again, welcome to the fabulous world of mid-90s gaming. Alright, so a couple things before we get too far into things. So we can basically replay any of the movies that we have seen, and you can actually see that we only go up to chapter 6 here.
Wow, that is... Oh dear.
It's... And then we also have our tape recorder, which actually serves a little bit more of an interactive function this time around, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But here's our inventory. Just to note that the inventory is a fanny pack.
Oh no.
I feel like that's important to point out, or at least it looks like one.
That is very, very mid-90s.
Yep. All right, so we can basically look at what we have here. So the letter, let's examine it, and here we can see we have a letter from. I can't read this.
Hofen and Sinnel?
Schnell.
Ah, Schnell.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what the heck the second one was. I'm like, what is that first letter? Because since we're in Germany and we have to really hammer home the fact that we're in Germany, we have to use that German block letter font on as much as we can, and I hate that so much.
Wouldn't it be that looks like it's the Schofen.
Yeah, like I said, it's hard for me to tell what this is.
It's one of those fancy B things. It's not a B.
No, it's not an S set.
Oh,
That's a name. It's a name because this is a law firm actually,
ooh.
and we have a letter from our family's attorney.
Oh,
From
it's
the Ritter
Hoffen.
family lawyers.
Ah,
There's a less complicated one.
so we have our letter here, obviously from our, like I said, from our family attorney, and you can read through this at your leisure. But basically, we've paid off the castle.
Oh boy.
We've transferred the titles, and we've paid the retainer, so we have their services.
Hooray.
So
It's from the Ritter family lawyers.
We have lawyers
That
in
is-
our inventory.
we do. But that is something to keep in mind, because
We're going to get sued.
no, Herr Ubergrau will actually be fairly important for gathering information on a couple things. So we need to keep that in mind. So here we have a letter from Grace,
Hooray.
and this will actually read it, so you don't have to sit there and strain at reading the handwriting.
Oh, thank God, I was worried.
I've just notified the Catholic Church about a miracle. Things have actually been picking up around the shop. We've been going through stock like a real store. I keep expecting the candid camera guys to pop out at any moment and say, just kidding. In other acts of universal randomness, the Voodoo Murders is up to number 20 on the New York Times bestseller list. Yes, the tastes of the American public can be a terrifying thing.
Have you seen their diets?
In any case, your U.S. bank account is blossoming, not unlike the desert after a fluke storm.
We actually have a second page.
If you don't mind, I'd like to use a little of the money to fix up the shop. Your Gran is fine, but misses you. Mosley has been hanging around, making himself a real pain in the butt. Fortunately, I need only bring up the bald Detective Mostly in your book, all 240 pounds of him, and your pal turns red and is out the door in about 5 seconds. Things are organized here, just waiting for your decision. I think you can find a buyer if you want to go that route. I know you hate to write, but I need to get a feeling for what your plans are so I can make some of my own. I haven't seen or heard of anything here that seems relevant to this Schottenjäger business. Take care. Grace.
And you can obviously hear that it is a different voice actor than we had in the first game,
Yes.
which is unfortunate.
Yeah, a bit.
Now, I think... No. Well, let's keep examining our inventory. So let's look at our
A
knife,
Schottenjäger knife.
which has something engraved on it.
In that font again.
Of course. As I said, we need to hammer home the fact that we are, in fact, in Germany. So everything uses that stupid block letter font thing.
My wallet. It actually has money in it these days.
My God. Stab the wallet. Wait.
No, I can't use those things on each other.
I can't use these things
Or-
together.
No, give me the pointer back. Thank you. No, not the wallet. I clicked on something else. I clicked on this.
No, you definitely clicked on the wallet.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Yeah.
So here we have what Gabriel was working on back at the beginning. I don't know if this cares to be read aloud.
I suppose we could do that. Nearly a year after his last big case, Blake Backlash finds himself stuck in a dilapidated castle. He's supposed to be
Also,
some
Blake
kind.
Backlash.
Yeah, Blake Backlash, lovely name. He's supposed to be some kind of hero, having inherited late Uncle Damien's role of guardian of truth and light, along with this wreck of a fortress. Truth and light, better than guardian of light rather than a shadow hunter. I guess whatever. What Uncle Damien didn't explain was what he was supposed to do next. So far, the most exciting outcome of his new title has involved building plaster and a lot of hammering. It's enough to drive his scion to seek out the highest ramparts and throw himself over. Still, he reasoned things could be worse. If it weren't for the large amounts of cash he'd smuggled out of the Voodoo Hound Fort before it went up into flames, there'd be no renovations, and he'd still be freezing his balls off in this Bavarian refrigerator. Fortunately, Blake has spared the ordeal of further self-reflection when a mysterious package arrives in the mail. Postmark, India. Curious, he rips open the thick twine binding and out falls... Nothing.
Prose, if I do say so myself.
Guy, no, get an editor.
In the wind until I can think of a plot line.
Get an editor, you bastard.
Inspire me.
So that is the manuscript that Gabriel was working on earlier.
My notebook.
Which
My notebook.
that's all we get is
My notebook.
that it's his notebook.
My notebook.
There are no notes
It's
to
not
speak
stuck.
of.
I just clicked on it 4 times.
There are no notes to speak of here.
Not yet. And we have our business card, so that we can identify who we are.
A little too tasteful, if you ask me. Gracie ordered them.
And we have our talisman.
Family talisman. Wolfgang gave up his life to get this back.
Indeed.
There's something else on the... What's that thing on the bottom left?
I was saving that for last. This is our tape recorder.
Oh.
My new tape recorder. A dual mount.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're actually... in this game, we actually use the tape recorder as an actual item. Unlike the last game, where it was simply a way to recall conversations, well, here it functions in that way. We can do that when we speak with somebody. They will have a tape pop up in here. But we are also going to have to use this as an item from time to time.
Ooh.
So it's a nice touch, and we'll get into that later. But we have everything here that we did. There was something...
Gabriel?
No, I don't need to read that again. Anyway.
We got 5 points now, somehow.
Yeah, probably from examining and looking at the letters and such would be from where that came from, so...
I don't think the Ubers want me in their private bedrooms.
So there's...
Look,
really
I know
not
they've got
much-
at least one they're not using.
Yeah, really. So, that's everything here. So now let's look over here, and there's a note.
Dear Knight, the keys for the car are by the door. It is better not to drive inside Munich. Drive Road 96 to Lockham. Park the car and take the U-Bahn from there. Thank you for helping us. Frau Uber. Herr Knight, the keys...
No, not again. Once is enough, thank you. So, again, as far as interactions go, there's not much to do. We can just kind of use our eyes to scan around, and there's the door outside. But there are a couple things on the table we can take a look at.
Oh man, there's an
First of
FMV
which-
for this.
Of course, first of which being a newspaper. No, we're not going to look at the horoscope today.
Oh.
But we have a news article. You can probably guess based on the pictures and the word Killer Wolfa.
I wonder what that
I
translates
butchered that.
to.
Wolfa. Wolfa.
Killer
Killer
Wolfa.
Wolfa. Yeah, aus dein Zoo. So out of the zoo. And then we get into, basically, this is the police investigation. The entire article is in German. I'm not going to read it because I'm going to butcher everything. Because it's been a while since I've said anything in German.
Go ahead, just click on it.
No, it doesn't actually read the article for us, but it will.
I can't read much of it, but they give the name of the zoo. It's in Thalkirchen. The name of the detective on the case is Liebe, from the police station near Prinzre Gentenplatz.
Ooh. We can definitely make fun of that guy.
Well, we have a couple of leads here. Again, I'm not going to read through this, but basically, like I said, it's talking about police investigation into escaped wolves. You can scan through and look at it, take a look at it in German. We are going to hopefully try to talk to Herr Lieber here at some point.
It continues on page 5.
Yes, it does continue on page 5. Yes, but we're not going to read page 5. We're just going to put it back down. Because Gabriel can't really read German. And at the current moment, neither can I.
Yeah, it's all good.
Because the resolution on this ain't so sharp. So it's also hard to read some of the actual text that's there. Now, when it's...
Gracie, know I'm on a new case.
We're going to write a letter to Grace in record time.
Grace, on new case. Bye. Dear nephew Grace, I like food. Bye.
I was going to make that same joke. Also, jokes no one will understand.
Yeah, well.
Also, I was looking at that envelope from Grace, and they didn't cancel the stamp properly. You should just peel that off and use that again.
It's a good idea.
Alright, well, now we have a letter to Grace. No, that's Grace to Gabriel. That's Ubergrau. Here we go. Gabriel to Grace.
That
No.
No.
That's not the right letter. It's this one, then.
Yeah,
No, that's the same.
You haven't changed the look is for whatever's in the box on the right, not the
right.
thing that you're holding.
Yes. I got an arrow again.
No, far left
So,
letter.
Grace to Gabriel. Gabriel to Grace.
There
That's
you
the one that I
go.
want.
My letter to Gracie.
That's all we get. Okay, well, since they talked about using the keys to go into the city, we're gonna go ahead and add those to our inventory. And of course there's a rabbit's foot, because apparently that's good luck for somebody. Clearly it wasn't for the rabbit.
No.
He's got 4 of them, and it didn't help him that much.
Oh, God,
And here we are.
standing with the same pose even with his coat on.
Oh, no, I know. Get used to it, you're gonna see it a lot.
The Ubers have a nice setup here. A bit domesticated for my taste, but nice. I was hoping for a Mercedes, but this'll have to do.
Good lord. Get over yourself.
I suppose that's for tending those window boxes.
So we have a couple things we can do. We can go into the shed here. That's really the only thing we can do on that screen. And come in and stare at the shelves.
I could be wrong, but I think this bag contains cement.
Cement.
Now,
Yes.
quick.
It's...
Quick drying cement? Well, that's useful.
Since there's only one difference, you can pretty much tell what that is.
A metal pail.
Hooray.
Nothing of interest in there.
And that's all we can do here.
Free bucket. Woo.
Of course, since we notated that there are some things up there, I'm sure we will use them at some point. But we might as well start our little investigation around the grounds, since that's why we're
It's a
here.
water trough. Ground's a bit muddy over here.
And it looks like we have a clue.
It's a big paw.
Jesus.
It is.
It's as big as my hand.
It's as big as a ham.
The ham did it. What? Alright, well.
Talk to the ham because the bacon ain't listening.
Not exactly what I was going to go to, but we want to try to gather some evidence, and we can't just very well take that with us.
Oh, I see.
But we can make a cast of it, since we know that we have some cement, and now that we know what to use it for, we can actually use it.
Oh, this is one of those adventure games.
Yes, you might know what's coming, but your character has to know. So we're gonna make some cement here.
What are you talking about? I'm making my breakfast.
Delicious plaster. Nom nom.
Hey, don't make fun of me. I have pike.
Alright, so let's go and get a cast of that paw print here. Oh, do I have to look at it first? I guess so. Or that, or I was just clicking on the wrong place.
Yeah, it looks like the icon changes color when you can actually do something with it.
Yep, well, let's make a cast.
Gotta keep the player engaged. Make sure that they're constantly clicking on things.
It'll take a minute to set.
Well, apparently we're going to be responsible and clean up after ourselves.
Boo.
And by responsible, I mean dump the rest of the cement into another bucket and put that first bucket back exactly where it was before.
Convenient.
Adventure games, especially FMV adventure games. Because good God, it's...
Number one paying job in this game is the continuity editor.
Well, that actually runs into some problems. I'll point that out maybe a little bit later.
Oh no.
Well, more of just somebody wasn't paying attention when they put some things together. And we have a footprint.
Damn, that is quick drawing. And it broke it.
Well, crap.
Now to slowly go rinse it off.
No. So now we have our paw print cast.
It's huge. I wish I knew if it were normal or not.
Alright, well, we've got that. We can also continue to walk around and examine some other things.
The scene of the crime.
Mm-hmm. And there's some hair.
Ooh,
And we know it's important because dramatic
I
music.
was gonna say it's dramatic hair. Just shove this hair in my pocket. Oh god, it's Pac-Man! He's the murderer.
Waka, waka, waka.
Something's been here. Maybe the thing that killed Yuba's daughter.
I think maybe we figured that out as much.
These woods go back a ways. Plenty of space to hide.
So you should go that way.
These woods go back a
Oh,
ways.
come on. Chicken.
No, unfortunately, no.
Chicken.
Yes.
I'm sorry. That.
Just the way he's standing there, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would not have. I would have not have left that sprite in the game if I were in charge. But you know, what do I know?
Clearly. I mean, this is the pinnacle right here. So, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Look at them graphics.
Exactly. Alright, well, we have done everything that we can do here.
The Yubas have a nice setup here.
No, it's the same thing as what he said before. I thought I was hovering over the door. I thought maybe he'd say something about the door, but no. Alright, so actually to use the car, we actually need to use the keys on the car, because the game apparently won't assume anything. So, let's do it.
Now loading.
Yeah, I had to queue up this awesome FMV scene of him starting the Volkswagen.
Oh god, it's one of the ones with the seatbelt attached to the door. I hate those.
Oh, the automatic seatbelt. Yeah, I hate those things too. Alright, and here's how we get around.
Good lord.
Obviously, in the first game we had a street map. Here we have a subway map, because we were told that it's best to take the U-Bahn into the city and where we need to go. So this is back to the farm here at Willkommen.
Thalkirchen.
We have Thalkirchen down here, the zoo. We have Marienplatz, which is in the center of the city, and then we have Prinz Regentplatz.
Prince Reagan Plots?
Prince Regentplatz. It's more of Regent than Regent.
Yeah.
But we have that where the police station is. So we have these three areas. Now, obviously, since we're looking at potential wolves here, this might be the logical place to start, especially since we're talking about escaped wolves from a zoo.
That makes sense.
And since we're at a zoo, you can tell we're at a zoo because of stock monkey sounds.
Please let me leave from in front of this green screen. Come on. Don't eat the wolf food, you idiot. What was that?
Hello, game. It appears we've hit some technical difficulties.
I hear the subway.
Let's see if I can figure out where... No, that's a repeat of the sound effect. I do not know what has happened.
Oh no!
We'll be right back. Right, and welcome back after that fun little crash. I don't know what happened there, but
90s
let's
video.
try to continue.
90s video games.
Yeah, really. I can't tell you the pain it was to try to get Wing Commander 4 to cooperate, because of how these things are put together.
Hey, Wolf. Come on, boy. Hey, Wolfie, come on. Come on, Wolfie, Wolfie. Come on. Come on. Get the heck over here, will ya?
That was effective.
Yeah, about as effective as I would have expected. Come on, I've got a rabbit foot.
That must be the entrance to the wolf habitat.
I want to go that way.
That must be the entrance to the wolf habitat. I don't think the public's allowed in there.
Boo. You're not the public. You're a Schottenjäger.
I have business.
I'm not sure what it says, but it's not the exit. Exit is Osgam.
Yes, we already
It's
know
one of the
that.
few words I do know.
Since we
Canis lupus lupus.
read this
European
before it
wolf.
crashed.
The language of the
Exit.
wolf.
Oh, and our friend is back. And like any adventure game, you know what we do now.
Steal anything that isn't nailed down?
The other thing that we do in adventure games.
Oh, bother him. Endlessly.
Exactly.
Excuse me, do you speak English?
Yes?
Great. Mind if I ask you some questions?
Yeah, okay.
Mind if I just mug at you for a little bit here?
Alright, let's do this.
Have you worked here long?
Tomas. Almost 1 whole year.
A year? Wow. I noticed you were pretty calm walking in that kennel. Guess wild animals don't bother you, huh?
The wolves. They're lazy during the day.
Oh.
It's fascinating the direction that has not been given to any of these actors.
Yeah, no, they're like, just stand here and mug at each other for a while. Just, yeah. How smug can you look?
So you carry a walkie-talkie.
The zoo is big.
Who normally gives you your instructions over that thing?
Kitchen, sometimes the health unit. For something really important, a Dr. Klingman himself will call me.
Dr. Klingman. Who's this Dr. Klingman you mentioned?
Dr. Klingman is in charge of the mammal division.
So I should speak to him about seeing the wolves up close.
You can try, but he won't let you.
Perhaps. Where could I find him?
In the administration area.
Thanks.
Well, that's important. We'll need that.
Yeah, that's helpful.
These wolves are fascinating, aren't they? I tried calling one over, but they weren't too obliging.
Yeah, some people try that all day.
Is there any chance you could take me inside the kennel? I'd really like to see one of the wolves up close, kind of a research thing.
No way. No one will enter the kennel without authorization.
Good lord. Well, again, just the lack of direction is hilarious in
You
that.
really don't need that
Suppose
second
you were
camera.
around when those wolves escaped.
No, I don't work at night.
But you
Oh,
must
we're
have been here the
defensive.
next day, right? That people were pretty upset, what, with the police and everything?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that day was super crazy.
Can you tell me about it?
Tell you what,
I really don't.
What can you tell me about wolves?
Voodoo.
Or wolves?
What
yeah.
can you tell me about wolf do?
What do you know about New Orleans?
New Orleans.
So, how'd the wolves escape anyway?
well, Dr. Klingman says the gate was left open after the night feeding.
What do you think?
The gate is heavy, it shuts itself. Maybe something was in the way, maybe a rock, I don't know. I'm only glad it was not me there.
The boy who works at night has been, you know.
Oh. They pooped on him.
Fired.
No, I'm not going to take that joke any further.
So, what do you think about these killings? Pretty scary, huh? Do you ever think those two wolves could do something like this?
I don't believe it is possible. Hilda and Parsifal were fine with me, just like all the other wolves. Hilda, she liked to play. She was so young still.
She did.
Well, we know the names of them are very stereotypically German.
But maybe you can use that to call them over to you.
What are the two missing wolves?
No,
look
those
like
are the
anyway?
missing ones.
Oh.
Hilda was pretty. She had much white on her chest. And Parsifal, he was bigger, thicker, more in the chest. He was 5 or 6 years old, maybe. Much darker than Hilda.
Dark. Dark what?
Dark gray. Both were gray. And most of the wolves here are. Hilda was light, but they get darker when they get older.
Is that right? Hey, thank you for your time.
Whatever.
Get the hell away from me, American. Stupid tourists.
Hey, Jensen, where's my check?
We never actually looked at this. We can see that clearly the hair here is not gray.
Just looks like reddish hair to me.
It's farm
I'm
hair.
gonna need help analyzing it.
So that's interesting, yeah.
I didn't know farms had hair.
Oh, but they do. Alright, so we should be able to get to, the administrative area over here. And we'll go and pester somebody else.
Don't mess with me, Doctor. The last educated professional I spoke with was murdered horribly.
Kann ich Ihnen helfen?
I'm afraid my German isn't very good. My name's Gabriel Knight. I'm an American novelist.
What can I do for you, Mr. Knight?
I'm researching a new book, and I hear you're the expert in these parts. Could you spare a moment?
Expert in what?
Please, sit down.
Thank you.
I don't have anything important to do. Clearly. Well, let's take a look around while we have the opportunity.
The doc's definitely got a thing for wolves.
Munchin'. That's what wolves
Munich.
do.
That's the actual German for Munich.
No, I prefer to say that that's a picture of wolves eating.
Yeah, the doc's definitely got a thing for wolves.
Yeah, that's a very interesting painting there on the right.
I don't see anything in the bookcase but German textbooks. I don't see anything in the book.
No, nothing there.
Their doctor's coat.
You can tell, obviously, different takes for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That's me, Gabriel Knight.
Just in case you've forgotten. Alright, well, let's have a chat.
Could I ask you some questions?
Yes.
Thanks. You don't mind if I record this, do you?
That's fine.
Thank you for warning me.
So let's have a little chat and just generally harass people like what we'd normally do in an adventure game.
Yes.
So, you're in charge of the zoo's mammal divisions?
Yes.
What kind of training do you need for that, Doc?
I realize you Americans hate titles, but people refer to me as Herr Dr. Klingmann here. Herr Doctor will also do.
Sorry.
I have a doctorate from Heidelberg University. My field is animal behaviorist.
Fascinating. I see you're particularly interested in wolves.
Yes, I'm quite well known for my wolf research.
You must have been horrified when 2 of your wolves escaped then.
Yes, it has been very unsettling.
Like checking him out.
Just act natural. Do whatever comes to mind.
What kind of wolf research do you do, Herr Doctor?
I study wolf society here and in the wild.
Any insights?
Only that there is a purity to nature which human society lacks.
Meaning?
Life, reproduction, death. In nature there's a purpose to it, even if that purpose isn't pretty. We humans have forgotten our purpose.
We have?
Yes. Does a male lion say to the female, "I'm sorry, but I'm afraid to make a commitment"? Does a female wolf run off and leave her offspring to the male because she wants to mate with another wolf? Do hyenas need psychotherapy because they are guilty about their thieving nature?
And yes.
You have a point.
Which I'm afraid I have overstated.
Not at all. Do your fellow scientists share your views?
Not often, no.
And would you say
Fortunately,
crackpot?
I have found others who do.
It's not ominous or anything.
No.
I was speaking with one of your boys out front. Greg, was it?
No, there's no Greg on staff here. Do you mean Thomas?
Thomas, right. Anyway, he's the one
Right,
that said
Greg,
to talk to you.
Thomas, same thing.
Because I was wondering if there was any way I could get a closer look at one of the wolves for research.
I'm afraid this is not possible. We don't show our wolves to anyone. We must protect what privacy the creatures have.
Really?
By putting them on display.
Guess that's that.
Yes, again, fantastic direction.
Do you mind if we talk briefly about the missing wolves?
Is this relevant to your book?
Oh, yeah. You see, wolves are major characters in my new novel, and this case is quite unusual, isn't it?
I suppose it is. Very well. Actually, I know very little about the case, but I will tell you what I can.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, let's continue.
How long have the wolves been missing?
It's been about 2 months.
Jeez. Whew, that's a while, isn't it? It's strange the police haven't seen hide nor hair of them, so to speak.
Believe me, your sentiment is shared by the German public.
God.
I feel like this game was a large inspiration on L.A. Noire. Right? You're done talking. Now make a lot of faces. That's the important thing. That's acting, damn it.
Do you think the zoo wolves are responsible for the mutilation?
Every time you start talking, look like you're going to vomit.
Because I've been wondering, what else could it
You're
be?
mad about it.
Wild wolves, maybe?
Unfortunately, there are very few wild wolves left in Germany. Most were killed off by hunters decades ago.
Most.
A few remain in the Alps. But so close to a city like Munich, it's highly unlikely.
Any other suggestions?
I'm afraid I'm as confused as anyone, Mr. Knight.
You know, I would say he's trying, well, I would say he's trying to channel Keanu Reeves, but it's too early for that. It's only 95 after all.
I don't know, I think Bill and Ted already came out.
What I don't see
It did,
is why
but,
wolves...
I mean, he's at least
if the killers
emotes
are
in that
wolves,
movie.
why wolves
I'm more
would
talking
attack
about, like,
humans.
The Matrix.
Wolves are predators. Most carnivores are potential man-eaters, given hunger enough and opportunity.
Watch out, the boy. She
Weren't
leads
the
you
zoo
up.
wolves raised among humans?
Yes. And therefore, they are not afraid of us.
I suppose.
We have more topics, so let's keep going.
How does a wolf choose its victims?
Craigslist, mostly.
Have you ever heard of the language of death?
No.
You may have heard that wolves often choose the young, the old, or the sick as prey. Until recently, many thought this was some sort of natural selection going on, survival of the fittest. But now some of us are finding it is much more complicated than that. We have observed, for example, wolves surround a sick moose cow. The creature was helpless, yet she stood up and glared back at her would-be killers. The wolves dispersed. Or a healthy bull who ran off alone when he sensed wolves, making himself an easy target for no apparent reason. Researchers now believe that there's a kind of primal language going on. "I am death," the wolf says. "Are you ready to go?" And the victim, by its actions, says, "Yes, I am ready," or "No, you will not take me now."
What if their prey doesn't know the language of death?
This is a big problem, particularly for the wolves. When wolves come across domesticated animals who do not know how to play the game, they're confused. They start slaughtering, and they have no sense for when to stop. That is why farmers have hunted wolves to extinction in most parts of the world.
Well, that certainly gives me something to think about.
Alright, well, we have exhausted all of our options. Perhaps he'd be interested in seeing this. Or maybe I can't show it to him.
How about the paw?
Maybe.
I'd rather ask someone who's not involved. This guy's a little too close to the fire not to be reflecting heat.
Okay, I take that as a no.
Well, then just stab him.
That doesn't seem to be an option.
Damn.
Alright, well, we've done all we can here.
Thank you for your time, Doctor.
Not at all.
At least currently. Stupid Americans.
Now to get back to my book.
Well, we obviously want to get some hair samples from the wolves so that we can compare them to what we have, even though it's pretty obvious we can see that. But that's our goal here.
We're gonna need some
now
glue in a skunk costume. Oh wait, no.
No, actually, what we need to do is, and if I remember correctly, I think you can see we have our conversations from Thomas and Herr Dr. Klingman. We can load a blank tape into one side, load that tape into the other,
Not
and
a
start.
bad idea, but I should go somewhere more private first.
Do some tape splicing, but apparently I will need to go elsewhere to do so. So we will go back to the farmhouse. I guess I shouldn't be in broad daylight fabricating things like that.
Yeah, fabricating evidence is something you generally want to do in your private time.
In the comfort of your own home. Oh. Okay. I got worried there for a second. Alright.
This game is too taxing on our modern hardware.
Load B. Load A. Okay, so what we need to do, if you think about this for a bit, is we need to come up with a way to convince Thomas to let us into the wolf pen. So what we need to do is we need to prep a voice sample of Herr Dr. Klingman to play to Thomas. Or Thomas, I should say. Let's get his name correct. And that's what we're going to do here.
We're going to make a sweet remix.
Exactly. So we need to think about this. So we will need to have a message for Thomas. And we will need a way to relay it to him, which is going to be via walkie-talkie. But we need to set this up. So we are going to start with getting his attention. Thomas.
Show our wolves to the Americans.
Herr Dr. Klingman here.
Ooh.
convenient. Let's see. Show our wolves to... Now I need to find Mr. Knight. Mr. Knight.
That sounds about right.
So let's transfer that.
Herr Dr. Klingmann here. Show our wolves to Mr. Knight.
Perfect. So that tape should be in our tape player.
I have to load a tape first. There's no point in listening.
Is that in my inventory now?
Yes.
Indeed. Okay. So we have our tape. Now the last step is to get a walkie-talkie and talk to Tomas over that. So let's get back to the zoo. Take your sweet time getting in that car. And let's drive ourselves over to the zoo again. Or not drive ourselves, but take the subway over. And let's see if we can't find ourselves a walkie-talkie. And maybe... Yes.
He's buggered off.
Herr Dr. Klingman is not here.
A walkie-talkie.
Oh, gasp.
Didn't Thomas have one like that?
Indeed, but let's take a snoop around his desk first.
Ooh.
Because this ends well, of course.
As everything does.
Of course. I'm always just trying to figure out why this is, like... Why?
I found nothing.
Like... So we need...
A walkie-talkie.
Again, we need to get Tomas's attention, so we... I think just use the tape on the walkie-talkie. Take our spliced tape with dramatic music. So clearly we've done something correct. It's just like Phoenix Wright.
Thomas? Thomas?
Ja, Thomas hier.
Herr Dr. Klingmann here. Show our wolves to Mr. Knight?
Ja, okay, Herr Doktor.
No questions.
He looks very satisfied with himself. That's the first good acting I've seen so far.
I don't see anything in the bookcase but German textbooks.
What about the skull?
Yeah, the doc's definitely got a thing for wolves.
Maybe.
I guess that could,
oh no!
I guess that could be considered a German textbook.
Oh no!
Not again!
It crashed again. Well, this seems like a good place to stop.
It increases the dramatic tension.
Yes. We will pick up next time from where we left off, but until then, enjoy, and we'll see you next time.
Merry Crashmas to one and all.
Oh, good God, why is this thing blowing up?